I want to ask you about something that President Trump said last night. As he was in Iowa taking a bit of a victory lap on this bill, trying to sell it. He used the word Shylock when he was describing unscrupulous lenders, which is widely known as an anti-Semitic reference to the Jewish villain in Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. He says, when he was questioned about this, quote, he's never heard it that way. What do you think?
Well, until you said that people were offended, I was not offended. And until you said that, I wouldn't. We've got to condemn anti-Semitism. We see it rampant across the nation. We've certainly seen it accentuated since October the 7th of 2023 across the country and in Washington. We'll call it out wherever we see it.
Why doesn't that term offend you? I just want to be clear. The Anti-Defamation League, as it called out President Biden for using the word in 2014, has called out President Trump as well and said that we should expect better from a president. Why doesn't that offend you?
Until you mentioned it, I didn't even think about it. So I think that when we see that people say words and they intend for it to mean what it means, anti-Semitic remarks, anti-Semitic sentiment, then obviously we've got to call it out.
Why should Americans believe that President Trump is cracking down on anti-Semitism in good faith when he says something like this, which is broadly understood to be anti-Semitic?
When you look at the college campuses, starting again in 2023, October of 2023, and all the protests, and some of those were paid actors, this administration has called it out and has cracked down on those colleges where we have had Jewish students come to Washington and say, I fear for my safety. My feeling is, I think a lot of people, a lot of Jewish Americans went to bed on October the 6th feeling one way politically, and they woke up on October the 7th feeling a different way. That Donald Trump has their back. He has Israel's back and has been very supportive of Israel. So this administration will continue to call it out. The House Republicans will continue to call out anti-Semitism. And I don't want to throw a wet blanket and say that Democrats are not, because I have a number of colleagues on the Democrat side in the House. They are very strong at calling out anti-Semitism, but of course they do have some members who are not as supportive. Unfortunately, we saw them defeated in the primaries last year.
You think it's a good idea to use this word in general in political discourse?